Talking that talk.
What they talk. It's your boy Dizzle, Boogie, Chachi, Hollywood J. What they talking.
Business,
Music,
culture,
sports,
And a bunch of other crazy we probably shouldn't be talking about.
coast to coast with it.
It's random. What they talking.
what they Look at this guy over here, bro.
What they talking.
Like and subscribe.
Welcome to another episode of What They Talking. It is your boy Dizzle here on this wonderful, wonderful Thursday morning. My folks, how y'all doing out there today?
Dizzle,
I know y'all
stop.
heard that news.
Nah,
What,
I was
what,
about
what,
to
what?
say, bro. Did y'all hear that intro?
I
I'm
was getting
sorry,
ready to say
man.
that.
I know you were. I had to look. It's when I forget about Dizzle. God, that shit was hot, bro. Hey, shout out to Dizzle,
Man.
to Chachi. Y'all did that shit.
I'm just going to go ahead and get a shout out right now so we can keep going. But, you know, production, the track was made by, you know what? My son. My son made the track.
Talented.
Double A.
No. The other one, the
Boom,
youngest
boom,
one,
boom,
Lil
boom.
E. Lil E made the
Lil
track.
E.
Alright,
He made the
little
track.
E with the
And
heat.
then,
Lil E
and
on
then-
the track.
And then our boy Vert and our boy Chachi, they enhanced
Vertigo.
that bad boy. Vertigo put it down.
Yeah.
Beatbox Studios, baby.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They was out
Yes,
here
sir.
Bro,
doing their
the-
little thizzle.
The creativity was.
Has your son heard it?
He fell off the couch being crazy. He's like, yo, I didn't know my track could sound like that. I said, that's
was
called
hot.
co-production.
Though,
You just did a co-production. He's like,
That's
I want to
it.
work with Bert. I want to work with Bert. I was like, yeah.
yeah, he's that dude for real.
Hey, man, he really is. But, yo, Jay, how you doing, bro? How was your week?
I'm better now that I heard that intro. You know, just starting me off right, bopping around. But no, I'm good. It's been a crazy week. I had some at my job. I have my leadership team in town, so whenever you got that, it's just like go, like team meetings, team dinners. You're sitting there faking conversations with people. Like I'm the type of dude that can talk about anything.
yeah.
Like I'm like a inch deep and a mile wide, but like sometimes people drag on things that like I literally have no interest
Well,
on.
once you fake it, you got to keep faking it, and it gets worse.
Yeah, and you like entertain their interests. Like I can add, some value to the conversation. And then after 20 minutes, I try to find an exit. I'm like, oh, like, let me just run to the bathroom quick, whatever. So that happened at dinner. And then you come back and you sit down, you try to like divert your attention to talk to someone else. And they're like, oh yeah, by the way, Hollywood. And they'll just go in on the same topic again. And I'm just like, fuck. But no, other than that, it's been good. It's been raining here. Excited for the weekend. Things are good. I really don't have much to complain about. It's just more of a life update for y'all out there in corporate America. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You just got to fucking, toe the line and talk that shit and pretend to care about what these people have to say.
Right.
But yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Chach, how you doing, bro? Chachi.
Yo, I'm. Listen, life is beautiful, busy, but I'm one of those cats that'd rather be busy than bored. It's hustle season. It's Pisces season. I know my man E knows what's up. Pisces season. All of my swimmers. It's our time.
Chachi, an astrology girl out here, dude. He about to tell you his sun and his moon sign.
100%.
Yeah.
You sure you're not in LA, bro? You fit right in.
I read my horoscope in the morning, and as I read the paper.
Okay.
And
Hold on. Can we
usually
stop?
spot on.
Hold on,
It's usually spot on.
Chachi, can we just stop?
That's the most grandpa thing I'd ever heard in my life.
I've never gotten the paper in my entire life, bro. You get the paper?
Listen, I read the paper. I work in city government, so I read a few papers just to keep up. And yes, I prefer to read on paper, but it's
Where do you get it from?
It's,
do you get it from the paper boy down the street? You get it from the thing you put the change in?
I guess
to
delivered.
pull the paper out.
They get delivered right to City Hall, and I snatch them up. It's part of my morning routine. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm excited about March, I love the month of March. There's so many like
Madness,
good
baby.
and bad things that have happened in March for me, right? You got March Madness. There's a lot of excitement. It's my birthday, but then it's also reminders of like life's fragility, because I also had like a lot of folks who either had birthdays or passed that were close to me in March. So it's, it's a time of like celebration, reflection, and that's always a good time to learn about yourself and challenge yourself to do new things. So I feel like, being a part of this podcast is part of that process as well. So this is a level up. It's the hustle season, Pisces season.
Yes, it
Boogie,
is.
what's good with you?
Oh man,
Another Pisces.
Pisces season. Like, I mean, can we all just be real about Pisces? Like, half the time I don't know what's going on. I don't know, like, the pop culture.
You don't know shit about dick.
I don't know shit about
or shit about fuck.
I don't know shit about fuck.
As Ruth from
I don't know. Yeah, there it is. Ozark.
I don't know shit about fuck.
I don't mean to not know shit about fuck, but bro, it's like I've got a new audiobook. Like I'm watching a new series with my girl. I'm trying a new workout. I'm trying a new diet. You know what I mean? Like I'm so in my own zone that like 98% of the time I don't know what the fuck's going on outside.
But a lot of people would be jealous of that. You know what I mean?
I don't know what it is.
Really?
EJ, like you guys know, you guys will be talking about something, and I'm like, I don't know. You're like, what? You don't know? It's like,
cause you live under a rock, nigga. I mean, my bad.
I'll take it. Is that my card?
You got to read the paper.
My card. I got to read the paper.
Well, my problem, I'm chronically on the internet, so like sometimes I'd be saying shit that like I think everybody knows and they don't know, and that's not good. One thing I do know is that I'm a Capri Sun, but only when Mercury's in Gatorade.
I don't know what that means though. See, that's the thing.
Word,
what do you mean you're a Capri
I
Sun, but
that.
only when Gatorades that. And I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm a Sunny
because I drank like growing up.
Chachi said.
Yeah, I love how that shit just goes over Boogie's head. I mean,
it does,
enough, so it go over his head.
I'm so fucking.
That's because Boogie's a tang.
Hey, E, man, how you been? How you doing? How you been?
Really?
I would never forget you, bro. I would never.
I appreciate it.
And if we look back on the record, I have never forgotten you. It's really been Jay.
Well, I'm doing great, fellas. Life is great, man. The snow's gone here in Denver. It's like 60 degrees today, and it's just beautiful, man. I'm like loving it. I'm ready to go into the mountains and go hiking and everything, man. You know.
Hold on. You're ready to go into the mountains and go hiking. That is not the E I know. That is not the Dizzle I know. Because this dude used to like talk to me like, hey, when Boogie, when he makes it, we're gonna need a helicopter into the mountains, into the woods to see this dude. And here's E living that life.
Man, I ain't gonna brag too much, man. But if you're not knowing, bro, I go hiking because your boy out here now.
Don't be flexing.
I put on like about a good 10 pounds of straight up muscle, lost a lot of fat, got a 6-pack. I'm like ready. So I ain't going that all meat diet like
club,
Jay.
Bro.
I know, Jay. What's up? We out here.
Welcome to the club.
I'm like on my grandpa mode. I need to get back to the gym. I'm gonna give me a month. I'm gonna catch up
for sure. But anyway, fellas, we got these stories queued up for you. So let's get to it. The first story of the day: the number one AI company in the world, OpenAI, artificial intelligence. These boys out here giving y'all Chat GPT. You want to talk to somebody, you want some information, throw it in Chat GPT. You want help with your resume, throw it in Chat GPT. You don't know how to respond to an email, throw it in Chat GPT. They also got DALL-E. DALL-E. You want an image. You're like, yo, I want to see Boogie jumping off of a bridge with the Michael Jackson glove
That's
on.
The first thing that came to his mind. Come on.
I'm just talking. Talking.
I'm
what
concerned.
they talking? So you throw that in there and boom, it gives you a dope image of whatever it is. But now they're going even further. They just announced they're going to release their new product called Sora. Sora. What is Sora? Sora is going to give you Hollywood-style videos in under a minute based on what you type in, of how you want it. So a lot of the stuff that we see online right now, all these deep fakes, Sora from OpenAI going to really be giving it to you. So it's kind of scary in some cases. It's kind of good in some cases. Some people may lose their jobs, but technology, like I said, it's all in what you do with it that makes it scary at the end of the day. But all I'm saying is that this could be a great thing. It's not open to everybody. I did see some of the videos that were released by it, and it's not there yet because they showed this lady walking down the street and it looked like she was walking on her ankles. But it's getting better. They call this a 99%er, which means that what you see can almost be real, 1% off. So, fellas, what y'all think about this new technology, Sora? How you feel? Talk to me.
I mean, I think it's like insanely complex and super sick. Like you can do a simple prompt and it spits out like 4K insane imagery. So
yes,
I can see why SAG and the Writers Guild and everyone else was like all up in arms about AI coming to take their jobs, because a lot of, graphic designers and things like that, animation specialists, shout out Love on the Spectrum. If you've ever seen that one woman who just wants to make animation studios all the time. She may be out of the job soon, but it's crazy. But what's wild is like Google also released not the video component, but the image generator on their Gemini AI this week. And they had to apologize because it refused to do anything with white people. So you would be like, show me Vikings from, back in the day, or show me a Swedish person, and it would just do all diverse people, which is like clearly not the case. Or it was like, show me the British royal family, and it was like Indians and, black people and everything else. Like it refused to do it. So they had to issue a statement today. Where I'm going with this though is like, there's still a lot of bias in algorithms that need to be buffered out, but I think OpenAI is definitely taken like a better approach to it and generating like insane videos. Like I saw one, if you want to see examples, go on X and just type in like Sora, and there's like a million different threads with different videos that people have generated. They did this one of like feudal Japan, and it was just like so beautifully done and like all this crazy stuff. It still needs to catch up on like limbs and stuff of humans. Like some of them look like a little awkward and weird, like you said, like walking on ankles. But it's crazy. But it's funny because they must have devoted all of their developers to that Sora launch, because this week also ChatGPT just went off the rails and was just spitting nonsense when you would say stuff. Some of it would be in English, some of it would be in Spanish, some of it was Spanglish, and it was just spitting nonsense. So they probably have to like redirect course and like focus on both, or hire some more people to maintain that. But there's a lot of potential in this technology.
If you think of a technology like this and like the implications that it has on certain industries that are already like being challenged by powerful folks within those industries, like the music industry and the film industry, and how folks are finding ways to like cut corners to bring down price points of things that were typically super expensive to produce. That's why like the regular person that's trying to make it in the music game or in Hollywood, right, struggles because they can't produce high-end videos that would, garnish a lot of attention. So this is one of those tools that levels the playing field for the small guy. And sometimes the corporate giants see that and they're like, how do we shut this shit down before it ends up shutting us down? So I think it's one of those things that they're probably like releasing. It's a reason why we don't have access to it yet. You know what I'm saying? And there's probably a reason why we might not get access to it, right? Yeah. Or the fact that if, Kanye, like what we talked about last week, right? If he's able to cut production costs and still yield, big dollars without the machine, then, that kind of changes the game.
That's a good one. I didn't think about that. Yo, that does change the game. Like look at our podcast. Like Jay said, we can go in here, throw something in that joint, get us a dope intro real quick and be done, yo. And it's like we didn't pay for nobody to do it. We just out here just spitting it because when they release it, if they release it, it's free.
And those are big dollar items, right? You know what I'm saying? When you think about
even if it's a nominal subscription cost, you're cutting out.
It's worth it.
Small creators, right? And creative people. Chachi's always talking about like creators and artists, like they're going to be out of a job, and like that's unfortunate. That's like the technological curve, and it's going to be tough to recover from that. You're going to have a lot of people on the unemployment line. So,
right,
I don't know, man.
Right,
and also think about like when you think of the when you think of like the music industry, right? For instance, you already got the folks that support around like the artist. So the artist is like the nucleus of it, right? They're the ones who are the face. But behind the artist, you have like the producers, you have the videographers, you have the audio engineers who already don't get enough love and shine, even though they might be the ones that are behind all of the magic. So now you have tools that exist that cut them out of the equation where the artist could be self-sustaining just as an artist, because they could use AI to like, hey, make me a song that makes me sound like Drake. Boom. And produce me a beat that sounds like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whoever. And then and then make me a video that like Beyonce, and then bang, you know what I'm saying? You're in the game. So it's interesting.
Totally
It'd be interesting to see how it moves.
Damn. And what would the metrics be for that, for like people who are successful? Like, because we've seen people, they don't need lyrics. Like they don't need to mesh together like poetry really is what it is. Like they don't need to do that. Like I hate to say it, but come on, man, there's some shit out there that is like, I don't know what they're saying.
It's a different game.
They're jumping from topic 1 to topic 394 and they bridge them all somehow. And I'm like, dude, this isn't a story. Like I can't follow it. So I'm interested in like, how can you pick this out in the future? Do they have to claim like, I used AI.
It's hard.
Right.
Well, it's going to be hard, Boogie. Like I'm thinking of like right now, people copy each other to make it. Like perfect example.
But they innovate. They don't plagiarize.
I'm going to give you one example.
Okay.
All right. So you got Future. You know, I used to love Future back in the day. I used to bang Future. Like I love Future.
No way.
He was out here.
Pause.
But yeah. But there's another artist named Designer. He came out with Panda.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had the Panda. He sounds
that joint was tough.
Like, and it was fire. But when everybody first heard it, everybody was like, Future got a new song out. Everybody thought it was Future. Like, man, it was crazy. And so at the end of the day, you know, this right here just gonna make it easy for other people to copy people. But OpenAI, they making these videos. They out here deep faking everybody sooner or later. I mean, the little man about to lose some money. Maybe people lose jobs. We don't know yet. But like I said, technology is technology. It's not either good, it's not bad. It's how you use it that makes technology, you know, good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that is my story. Jay, Mr. Hollywood Jay, what you got for us today?
So speaking of technology, we've come a long way in terms of the technology for tattoos, right? You can do some crazy shit now. You can do glow in the dark tattoos. You can do single needle. You can do tattoos that literally look like it was stitched on your body. But, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. And my man, I'm not even going to say my man, this man, Machine Gun Kelly, MGK, is out here abusing tattoo technology. Have y'all seen the pictures that were just released of his new tattoo?
Sure did.
Man, I thought he was a half black, half white man.
Yeah. So this man this week unveiled, and in case y'all didn't see it, I just put it in our little group chat. He unveiled his new tattoo. So if you don't know who Machine Gun Kelly, better known as MGK, whatever he's going by these days, is a music artist. probably most famous for dating Megan Fox and for getting in a rap battle with Eminem.
Not his music though, right? Did we say his music?
I mean, there's diehard MGK fans, like straight out of Cleveland, whatever. So this man was tattooed. He was tattooed from head to toe. Literally looked like he was graffitied on. But he debuted a new tattoo where he had 47 needles on a single tattoo gun, tattooing him at once. And this man basically got half of his body painted all black. So from his arm sleeves all the way up to his chest, basically only his torso is not tattooed black. This man looks like a Power Ranger that got the buffering sign halfway through trying to morph right into the Black Ranger. Yeah. Man looks like like a printer that ran out of ink halfway through trying to print something out.
That's what it is, bro.
Yeah, it look like a bad toner accident.
That's what it is, bro. He ran out.
Like
he ran out of ink.
In today's day and age, like he didn't want to do blackface, so he did black upper torso. Like, dude looks like like he tried to be Venom, like Tom Hardy from the Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, honestly,
crazy.
like it looks like a bad attempt at being like some like Native American tribal warrior, like Native Aztec. You know what I mean? Like with the painted, like I'm like, bro, what are you trying for? Like you ain't no fucking warrior. Like where you been at? Like
yeah,
bro,
so
you're a white dude in America.
I mean, I think
like
I think I know the collective group's opinion, but like y'all fuck with this tattoo. No,
I mean, honestly, hey, he wanted it. Let him do. I will never judge people on their tattoos unless it's like straight Nazi hate.
I'm a tat collector. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I collect tats, and it's all part of the story, right? It's all part of my story. And I just think I'm like, I'm sitting here like looking at it, and he kind of got. He just always stands like this kind of awkward, like I'm not gonna look at the camera pose, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just curious with like, what is a story? Like what is this mode of your life? I could look at all my tats and I could like connect them to something that happened in my life, an event or a time period, and I'm just curious how you connect this to a mode in your life. Like, I just decided to.
It's light at the end of the tunnel, bro. It's dark at the front. And then when you get to it in the middle, his middle section is light at the end.
No, please, no.
To each their own. I'm just personally not doing it.
His reasoning and justification is that he had a spiritual consultation and he realized that his tats were too chaotic for him, and now he was seeking change and order in his life.
Covering him up.
All I'm gonna say is this: this man is going to be hot as fuck in the summer when he's walking around,
dude,
capturing all this goddamn heat.
This fucking guy,
dude, he's gonna be crazy.
Hey man, I'm hot in the summer every
summer,
bro.
Hey, Dizzle is sweating right now.
I'm always hot.
This dude's sweating still.
Not a bad strategy if you want to be the hide and go seek champion, dude. He'll just like hide in the corner.
Hey, you think he'll still get sunburned?
Honestly,
you won't be able to tell. Good luck with that aloe.
You won't be able to tell, but that's a great question.
Oh
honestly.
my god,
would he though? Like,
but like the craziest thing is like this is all like permanent. Like, you know, you can do cover ups on some tattoos. Once you go all black, like there's not changing. What you're gonna go all white, look like Casper from the Ghost. Like there's
they say once you go black,
you can't go back, baby.
Hey, why did Dizzle get so excited right there? Hold on. Can we all just stop for a second? Bro, you got overexcited for that second. Come on, man.
Hey, man.
You just betrayed yourself.
Let the man live. Let him live, boy. Be excited, brother. It's Pisces season,
Pisces
man. We
season.
excited out here.
And a fellow like light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. Hollywood. Yo, the tattoo is whack, man. I'm not digging it.
Nah, bro.
Know what I mean? Put on, if you want to do that, they'll throw on a black t-shirt. I want a thorough explanation of like
I want to
what
know.
the inspiration
I want to
behind
know.
that was. I want to know too. If anybody knows, any of you,
Let's get a Kickstarter going.
This man looked like a white person trying to cook chicken and they burnt it, bro. Like he fucked up, bro. He looked crispy as hell. I don't know what he doing. Damn.
Somebody threw hot grease on his ass, man. That's what they do.
Bro.
Threw that hot grease on him.
He looked like he got a zipper going up his chest. Like I don't know.
What is up with the zipper
man.
thing?
So yeah, that that's my story of the day. MGK just blacking out over here. Chachi, what you got for us?
Right.
Joe, so as we all know, Florida is an interesting place. You know what I mean? Florida continues to push controversy to new levels. And, you know, if it was up to some people, they would just take a pair of scissors and cut Florida right off of the United States of America and let it float off and be an island somewhere. But in Florida news, a controversial parental rights law has sparked major controversy after a rule about the parental permission slips created mass confusion when parents from a Miami elementary school were sent home a permission slip to allow their children to hear a guest speaker read a book, in quotes, written by an African American. So as Florida continues to push all these regulations and education reform, trying to figure out ways to shut down all DEI initiatives that exist from K through 12 and even in higher ed, even eliminating positions in higher ed institutions that are aligned with DEI initiatives. Now this happens. So the state rule that was in question was an extension of a parental bill of rights that Governor Ron DeSantis signed in 2022. And the bill was meant to combat what him and other conservative figures claim was, quotes again, liberal indoctrination that was supposedly woven through the education system. Critics of the law saying that it was vague language, it was lack of clarification, and that the school, misread it and kind of jumped the gun to send out this permission slip. But the fact that professional educators are even misinterpreting a law that's that fragile around an extremely fragile topic that's creating controversy and garnishing national attention feels problematic to me. I feel that, what Governor DeSantis and lawmakers in Florida are doing are trying to spark controversy to influence the rest of the country. And my personal opinion and hopes is that folks continue to counter that, because for somebody who works in the DEI space and who works in education, I feel like a lot of those roles and a lot of those spaces are critical to allow us to continue to push the envelope, create more inclusivity around this country that's been founded on diverse groups of people coming from all over the globe, and to continue to shine the light on everybody and give everybody an opportunity to become who they want to be, because that's the American way, right? So that's kind of my take on it. I think that highlighting this story specifically allows us to be all right, what the hell's going on in Florida? You know what I mean? What's going on in Florida, and how do we put an end to it?
It shouldn't be a surprise, right? I mean, think about DeSantis, right? I mean, think about his rhetoric, throughout. I've seen so many of his speeches, so many of his stuff. And I'm not pointing this at him by any means. I just mean in general, we hear that. But I do just want to point out that get your money. Florida's GDP is $1.4 trillion. Big GDP. So to compare it, California, which obviously is, a lot of people talk shit about California, but I mean, let's go. We got 3.5 trillion GDP for California. Huge, right? Huge economies coming out of here. Florida's got it, right? So you got to think about also, let's think about, we have people with their one way of thinking, and then they're also generating all this that I just how can we bridge that gap? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, the economy. No, go ahead, Jay. Now, I was just gonna say the economy of Florida is largely in part due to like the climate of the region, and Florida ends up becoming a place where folks from all across the country and other parts of the world go to retire.
Yeah.
Florida is like the United States retirement home, right?
Okay.
It's like folks that in
A lot of influential
of
people
spots in
with means,
a lot of
resources.
influential people
Yeah.
with means, with big dollars, with homes, with waterfront
That's exactly my point,
properties,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Big a lot of big business, but which is why it becomes even more problematic because you have a lot of power and influence coming out of Florida, and because they have, economical power that it's easy for other places to follow suit. And what I'm saying is if a state law, right, a state law created confusion where an elementary school is sending home a permission slip for kids to be able to listen to a speaker read a book that was written by an African American, that is problematic. That is moving us way
Facts.
back from where we've come.
Yeah, so I think there's a few ways to look at this. Like, first and foremost, like, this was an abuse of the law in terms of, like, just because an African American wrote the book, like, you don't need to inform parents. I think the intent of the law, which I can agree with, is shifting rights back to parents from educators, right? Just informing parents, this is what your kids are learning when it's outside of the standard curriculum. Like, hey, we're going to bring a guest speaker in. Now, they need to have some level of discernment and flexibility to be like, this is a guest speaker who's just reading like a standard book that, like, does good stuff, good history, whatever the case may be. I don't actually know what the book was about, but the fact that it was written by an African-American author should have no bearing on that whatsoever. It should be about the content of the speech and the discussion, right? Because I think all DeSantis was saying, and some of it is fear-mongering and absurd, but is like, we need to shift things back to parents in terms of reminding folks, like, these are the parents' kids, not the kids of the state. So if there's something that you disagree with, whether it be for religious reasons or any number of things, like, you should have a say in what you're going to do. Like, I did read the article and it said that no parents opted out, nor should they have. Like, just because it's written by an African-American doesn't mean it's not valid, doesn't mean bring good points. To Chachi's point earlier, it brings a new perspective that some of these kids, be them, Latinos, white, whatever, that, like, they may not have that ability to see it. But in general, I think it's a good thing that parents are more informed about what their kids are being taught, because education starts at home. If your kids are learning things, you could just take it to the hypothetical extreme. Like,
there's plenty of cases.
Your kids are being taught to be stealing, or like even like the drag queen story hour thing. Like, you shouldn't be able to have that behind closed doors without parents being aware. Like, that's absurd.
Right.
I remember back in my day, I had to get consent. My parents actually didn't give me consent to go to the normal sex ed class. I had to go to the abstinence only one. But, like, my point being is my parents got to make the decision. Yeah.
Me neither.
It didn't
Is that
really,
private
it
school
didn't really
stuff,
work. But
or Hollywood or what?
no, it was public school.
Oh, okay.
No, it was public school. It's like, point being, it didn't work. But point being is, like, my parents had a say in it and they gave them options, right? But, like,
didn't work.
I think that's a good thing to reinstate parental rights to decide. Now, if this goes down the slippery slope and you're like, I'm not going to be able to listen to any African American thing, like, that's bullshit. But if we're talking about some controversial subject, like, parents should be informed and be aware and allow them to make that choice. And I think the vast majority of the country will opt into these things because people are elevating their consciousness and, like, getting less racist over time, etc. But that's just my 2 cents.
Overall, excuse my language, this is fucked up to me.
Yeah, no, it is fucked up.
To me, when it comes to all this, it's like, put everybody in the category. You know what I'm saying? If you want to send home a permission slip for your kids to take a class, do it for all the books then. Do it for all the classes. It's like, even right now in today's curriculum, if you want to do Black history, it's an elective. You know what I'm saying? It's an elective. It's not something that's standard. I mean, same thing for like Spanish history or any other culture. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because we're in America, it's American history, but America is a big melting pot. All these cultures are in America. So for you to put me as an elective or send a permission slip home, that shit's trash to me. Treat everything equally. Stop the bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all caught. So the other day, Tom Hanks put out like a video where he was speaking on how he was never taught about the Tulsa massacre, right? Black Wall Street, and how what an important part of American history that is bypassed in our education system that none of us really learned about when we were younger. And there's definitely been movement towards erasure of Black history in schools, which is why an issue like this becomes even more problematic, because it's in close alignment with the list of banned books. And you could say that there's it's the same thing as cancel culture, right? Folks are gonna have problems with cancel culture, like, yo, why him or why her? But then when you think about some of the books that are listed on the banned books list, you got I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings by Maya Angelou, Alice Walker's The Color Purple, Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye, and just a lot of like books that are meant to empower young Black and brown kids to feel a sense of self-confidence, right? A lot of books that are on that list, a lot of the James Baldwin collection. And so I feel, again, like, why them? I feel like this is an extension of cancel culture in an area where this have already been canceled, right? Black history has been canceled from schools, and there's a continuous move to move it out even more. But all of us having an opportunity to learn about America's real history makes us all better informed, and create space for all of us to get a little bit tighter, right? Like Hollywood said earlier, right? Like, what I'm saying? We need to move away from the racism, because at the end of the day, we all have the same needs. We're all walking under the same sun,
Yeah, I think books with like racial undertones shouldn't be banned because it was a point of our history. Like, for example, California in schools banned To Kill a Mockingbird, right? Because they deemed it racist, even though when you look at the macro point of it, it's Atticus Finch stood up and, did the right thing for a Black man falsely accused. I think when we start getting into the stuff of a sexual nature, I'm in favor of banning it from school curriculum, but like, we don't have traditional book bannings in the sense of you can't find these books anywhere. It's just they're not going to be available in the public library. So I think there's some discernment and nuance within this, but I think it was absurd for the way that they phrased this permission slip, because I just looked at an actual copy of it and it says nothing about the content of the book. It literally just says because it was written by an African-American author.
That's the trash
bullshit. Yeah, that's bullshit. So use your fucking brains here, people. Like, this is so dumb. Like, that's ridiculous.
I guess that's the beauty of like platforms like this, right?
Absolutely.
Because we could kind of shed light on it, and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So, on that note, we're gonna keep it moving. Boogie, what you got for us?
We're gonna move to a lighter topic, and I mean lighter.
Ooh, I see what you did there.
Okay, yeah, definitely lighter. So,
brilliant.
Look, 3D printing has been in the news. It's been out there. There's been some positive things that have happened from 3D printing and some negative things. So shout out to my girl. She threw me this topic. Y'all know I'm bad at finding stories. So have y'all heard, have you seen, as a tribute to E, the airless basketball from Wilson?
I have.
Airless basketball. Like, what does that even bring to mind? Like, when she first told me about this, I was like, I don't even know how to imagine that. Like, my brain couldn't comprehend an airless basketball, because I've had many a basketball that I need to pump up with air. So to have one that doesn't need air is wild. Right. So I saw this article. I saw the videos, people testing it out.
Yeah.
And it's wild. First off, the first thing that came to mind, y'all are hoopers. The sound and the pounce of the basketball, right? The echo, like the feel, it's physical. It's I don't know.
Here.
Yeah, I don't know how else to describe it, but This does not have it.
No.
I saw and I heard this guy dribbling it, and it sounds like you would imagine, like a wiffle ball, right?
Yeah,
That you just,
it
y'all
does.
have bounced a wiffle ball. Sounds ridiculous. So now we have not only, look, we've got vegan crusts and pizzas. We've got vegan everything. Now we got vegan basketballs. All right, this is
It's a gluten-free basketball.
Gluten-free basketball. We're out here. It sounds ridiculous. Now, here's what's wild. The second thought that came to me was, what does it feel like? Is it heavy? Because, a basketball, like you got a solid feel for it. And I looked up the weights of these. They are virtually the same weight.
They are.
How?
Yeah.
It's wild. It's like 0.00 whatever, like difference.
Yeah.
The wiffle ball or the airless basketball.
Yeah.
I think is a little lighter, but it's so close to the NBA regulation. I think they take it because there's like a range that the NBA takes.
So is it like a special like material that they made of or something?
Polymer lattice, yeah. So it's 3D.
It actually was in the dunk contest in 2023. KJ Martin used it. But real hoopers know this trash, bro. I'm never gonna use this.
How you gonna?
I'm not paying no $2,500 for no fucking basketball. First and foremost,
the price point is $25 a pop.
$2,500. It's $2,500.
NBA
Secondly,
regulation like $200.
Secondly, the beautiful thing about basketball is like the noise of like the squeaks and
You wanna
and
hear
the basketball hitting it. Like that's beautiful.
Who doesn't
or like
come
a hard
in warm
dunk
up?
or that swish, like all that shit, like whatever, like. With this basketball, if this takes over, they never would have been able to make that Nike commercial. If you remember that with like Kobe and Jay Will and like the screeching and the you would have just heard silence. Like that's ass. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah,
I'll never.
It's
be
definitely a
convert to
novelty. That's a novelty item. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be like the rich kids are gonna have
they gonna
them,
have
you know
it.
what I'm saying? Just to show
They're
off.
gonna look ridiculous.
You know what I mean? My nephews are gonna be like, "Yo, Uncle Chachi, can you get me?" And I'm gonna be like, "No."
I'll get you that Amazon
Yo,
Basics for $25.
Yo, bro.
I got my nephew
Right.
the Wilson, the OVO,
Hey,
the
bro.
Drake joint, the OVO Wilson, and he was hype on that.
The basketball is pretty cool. One of the guys I follow on YouTube, Marquise Brownlee, he does all this tech stuff, right? I mean, dope dude, man. I even bought his shoes, by the way, but I mean, not knocking it.
You got his own shoe? I didn't know
You get
that.
them Trump shoes, dude? Did you get the Trump shoes?
No, I didn't get them Trump shoes.
Them gold
I didn't
joints?
get them Trump shoes, man.
We should get it for the cast. We should get it for the cast.
Trash ass
No,
shoes.
man. No, he demonstrated. He said, but what happens, like, if the floor is dirty or you outside dribbling and dirt gets in there? It's going to throw the weight off because the way the 3D printer works, it's working. It's made to put all these holes in the material together so it can feel like a real basketball. So when it gets dirty,
Yo, and that's the worst thing.
Done.
Like, think about like when you had a wiffle ball, got a little pebble in there. And it's like,
it's done, bro. It's done.
done. Throw the whole thing away.
Hey,
You mean the
that's
needle
trash.
you broke off? Like when you were trying to pump your basketball, you broke that needle
Oh.
off?
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
that's the worst.
It's done. It's done deal. Done
Oh,
deal.
man.
Hey, Boogie, it's trash. It's trash. It's trash.
Hey, that's what we need, the segment. Ass or trash? I guess we decided. Trash.
Yeah, for
Trash.
Better go.
Hey, but if Wilson wants to sponsor us and send us 4 airless basketballs,
Yeah, we'll test
we
them
will
out.
test them out. And
We'll test
I
them
will
out.
reverse
I'll dunk on
my
Dizzle with
previous
that shit, I don't
podcast
care.
statements.
sure. You go dunk on me.
So-
Obviously, nobody's seen us play together, so they know that's not possible.
Jay, you dunking? Jay, you dunking? You throw down, Jay? Dizzle's tall. This is like 6'14".
This man gave the most uneducated answer.
Right.
I love it. 6'14", bro. That's
Not
good.
7'3". Not 7'3". 6'14".
Anyway, y'all know what time it is.
You know what time it
It
is.
is
You know what
time.
time it is.
Random story of the day.
I think I got a good one for you. So, one of our good old fans sent us, by the way, we do got a nice little form, but one of our fans put in this form on our website, and they was like, I want to talk about cookies. It's like, because I'm a cookie monster. So I was like, Cookie Monster, when I was growing up, out of all Sesame Street, I love Cookie Monster. He was the dopest dude, man, because I just wanted some cookies, man.
That's all he cared about.
Exactly, man. Cookies over everything, bro.
Mhm.
Let's go.
Cookies over everything.
You know what I'm
That sounds
saying?
right.
So basically, this man told us to say, hey, do you guys like cookies? And do you know what cookie company is going to reach billion-dollar status this year? And I was like, nah. So I kept reading. And so right now, the number one cookie company in the whole United States, we ain't gonna say world because I don't know about the world. We just talk about the US because that's where we at. Oreo cookie is number one.
Oreo
But-
number one.
Number one. But the cookie company that made the number two and billion-dollar status this year, Girl Scout cookies.
Damn.
They've
been
finally,
Interesting.
they've hit the unicorn this year. Girl Scout cookies just overtook Chip Ahoy. So where does the money go? You know what I'm saying? Who's getting paid? Like, do the kids get paid? Where does the money go? So,
You got Scout leader Sister Janet.
Them kids
hey,
ain't getting paid.
true that.
Getting the bread.
So this year, Girl Scout cookie prices have went up. Girl Scout cookies have went up for so long. They used to be $3 a box, and that was like 15 years ago. So right now, it varies in the state that you're in. I'm here in Denver. They're $5 a box. In LA, they're $7. In New York, they're $7. But they're ranging from $7, $6 to $5. And I was like, yo, do they pay the bakers? Every box sold, the bakers get $1. And I was like, yo, billion-dollar status? The bakers getting paid this year. So, fellas, what do y'all guys think about Girl Scout cookies?
I think the Girl Scout cookies are the new NCAA, bro. Their sales force is not paid. They're not giving them any money. They just bring it up a racket. And they're fucking pitching it as, we're just giving you valuable life skills for selling shit. Like, no.
Right.
Sure, they may reinvest some of that back into the funds, but that's probably going to pay sexual assault lawsuits from Girl Scout troop leaders, and they're getting this giant fucking fund or like war chest to take that on.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane to me. Like, again, as the Supreme Court said, what other business in America other than the NCAA is your whole business model built on not paying your labor? Girl Scout cookies?
Yeah.
Like,
There we go.
but I'll tell you what, then Thin Mints are the truth. I'm gonna fucking keep buying them, bitches.
Put them in the freezer, though. You got to put them in the freezer.
Every
Put them
time.
in-
Every time.
Put them in the
Yo,
freezer,
listen.
baby.
Those caramel joints, though.
The Samoas.
Oh man.
Oh, the Samoas, bro.
Those Samoas.
Oh.
Listen, today I was leaving. Like I was leaving a work function. I stopped by like my favorite Jamaican restaurant to grab some food, and then I was running a little late to get back to the office. But boom, I banged the left by the gas station. Right on the right, got Girl Scout cookies getting
Bad.
hustled on the corner outside, and it's cold. And that outside hustling, girls, I almost stopped. If I wasn't late, I would 100% stop and grabbed a couple boxes. But I was like, boom, I had to move.
I knew I was done for when like they were outside the grocery store or whatever. I was like, sorry, I don't have cash. Or, like, we take Venmo, we take
Yeah!
credit card.
Take
And I was
whatever
like,
you got now.
I was like,
Got
God
PayPal.
damn it, you got me. Like, here, take my money. Like,
Hey,
this
yo,
is
how
insane.
how can we advocate? Because all these girls are the ones that are doing all the work. They're
Man,
competing
no.
to sell the most,
Right.
just to get little like badges or whatever they get.
Badge,
Little,
bro.
you know what I'm saying? Whatever, a little
Maybe
badge
a
on their
$1 million
uniform. Like
dollar
we need
sale.
to.
or some shit.
Yeah, listen, we need to make a move to get these Girl Scouts paid.
Man, for
If
real.
if they're up there with Oreo, cut them an NIL deal. You know what I mean? Get you know what I'm saying? Get these girls some stocks
Yeah.
in Girl
For
Scout
real though,
cookies.
bro.
Something. Get them
Yeah.
something.
Girl Scouts about to unionize out here.
All right, fellas. Well, that is our.
Random story of the day.
So we gave you guys OpenAI, not only giving you Chat GPT and Dolly with the freaking pictures, but we giving you Hollywood 4K quality movies just by what you type in. Is it real? Is it fake? Who is it? That's that good old open AI. Man, it's scary out there. Jay!
We gave you Machine Gun Kelly's new tattoo, making him look like a burnt chicken tender out here. Looking like a Power Ranger that didn't morph all the way. Ridiculous. Chachi.
Yo, somebody needs to give Florida a permission slip to exist. They're wilding. But I don't know. I think that there's much to be learned from mistakes that are happening right now in the world. So, Florida, wake up, man. Boogie.
Yeah, so we got, cars that run on electricity. We've got cheese made from not milk. And we've got an airless basketball, y'all. Wilson, $2,500 a pop.
Well, it's your boy Dizzle.
It's your boy Hollywood.
Chachi in the house.
It's Boogie.
Thank you all for listening to What They Talking. See you guys again next week. Peace.